can I just ask, why do they rob you? Rob you every season of Tournament of Champions.
Oh, okay. I had an idea we were going there. I had an idea. Yeah. You and Mike texted me kind of right after.
Who do I need to beat up?
Roll up to my table and you won't believe it's Rodiculous. Not just serving cookies, now I'm spilling tea. It's Rodiculous.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Rodiculous. A quick reminder that you can listen to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere else you might get your podcast, not just here on YouTube. If you'd like to support us, a great way to do that is to rate the show on your favorite platform. It really does help us out. Now, today's guest is someone that I've actually had the pleasure of hosting a Food Network show with. He's an amazing chef, entrepreneur, cookbook author, world record holder, and has even competed in all 6 seasons of Food Network's Tournament of Champions. Not only is he extremely accomplished, but he's also one of the nicest and humble people that I know. Please welcome Jet Tila.
Woo, woo, woo,
Welcome to
wow.
Rodiculous, Jet.
What's going on, Ro?
Oh my gosh, you are
Yeah.
just one of the coolest people ever, and I just love having a fellow foodie because we get to talk about food and life and all of it, and I feel like foodies, we're the funnest.
Well, it takes one to know one, by the way. I mean, I could sit here and do like the 20-minute gloat. You and Mike kind of like in a weird way we could talk about later, but changed my life in the best way. Like,
That is so
yeah,
sweet.
and quickly, you know, as a kind of a Gen X entrepreneur who's kind of been fighting his way up from the streets. I mean, I'm not educated and all that. Working with you kind of like really kind of showed us like another way to do things, and it really, thank you, bro. Can I just say that? Thank you.
gosh,
That's the
Jet,
truth.
you're so
That's true.
sweet.
I will complain about these goddamn mic stands though.
Yeah,
I will
please
say
do.
like they're getting lower and lower on me though. I will say you guys are dope, but I'm gonna get you all some motherfucking mic stands because this is for real. Like,
Honestly, this is my least favorite thing.
no,
about our
I'm
set.
messing with you. I'm
These
messing
mic
with you.
stands, you guys will see them if you see us messing with it. For anyone watching this, these mic stands, for some reason, they came so highly rated,
Right.
And then they literally just
Yeah.
start to sink during the podcast. And sometimes I'm literally holding up my mic, because it's like falling, and I'm like, "What is?" And they're as tight as they go.
No, I know.
but they
I was
still-
literally cranking it, so we'll all know by the end of this they'll be in my crotch, and then they'll be, what I mean? It'll turn into a phallus by the end of this interview. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, no, for real. Thank you very much. I think what a cool setup you have here. I'm a fan.
Thanks, Jet.
I'm a fan of the pod, by the way.
You are.
Yeah. Allie and I we watched like F1 and I was like, wow, like because I get to hang out with you. We hosted Halloween Cookie Challenge together. I got some like behind the scenes time with you and Mike and
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is the row that I hang out with, and she says bad words and I was like, oh my God, you're smoking weed and it's your dad. And I'm like, what is happening here? I was like, amazing shit, I gotta say. Like,
Thank
truly,
you.
truly, man.
It was really symbolic, and it was just really meaningful, and it was his dying wish, and it took us a long time to come to terms with it and like have enough courage to do it.
Yeah.
Because I just had a really hard time letting go of his physical ashes.
I totally get it. I mean, the mourning people, the loss
Yeah.
of a loved one is deep. Like behind the scenes, were you scared at all to like, look, you have a fantastic brand. A lot of kids grew up and now they're kind of older. Were you scared at all? Like, with THC and bringing that into kind of the world at all?
I would say that I definitely thought about it, but I just thought it was really genuine, and it's
Yeah.
something that I just had to do for Dad. And I also didn't want to hide it because, working in entertainment,
For
and
sure,
I'm a
for sure,
social
by the way.
butterfly, like
Yeah.
people are going to find out.
Yeah.
And I'd rather people hear it from me than through rumors or through a gossip train. Like, I would just rather live my life really open book. And, if people want to judge it, then judge it. It's
Yeah.
fine. And even growing up, I was pretty uptight about drugs and weed in general because growing up it was illegal, in the state
That's
of
true.
Washington.
Most of us grew up with it.
Yeah,
illegal,
and so I didn't partake. I didn't partake in high school. I didn't partake in college. I didn't partake really as a young adult. I just wasn't really interested in it. It really didn't. I smoked cigars with my dad here and there, and drank. I'm Italian Irish. I like,
Totally.
we both sides of my family like to drink, so that's kind of my what do they call it? Your vice.
That's
Or
we all
your-
have our vices. I just gotta say that was really brave because I've gotten like offers to do like THC and alcohol sponsorships and all
Yeah.
that, and I just haven't done it yet. But I also think it's A, you're brave, good for you, and B, I think it
Thanks,
is a
Jet.
sign of the times kind of thing. So
Yeah,
anyway, that
I
was,
think things are really changing, and what changed my mindset was when my dad was diagnosed with leukemia. He started to have to do chemo treatments. And
Got
during
it.
chemo, he lost so much weight so quickly that the doctors were saying, he's got to put on some weight. This is unhealthy. And he just had no appetite after all those treatments.
Yeah.
And he was nauseous. And we tried everything. We tried all the traditional meds that they give you, and we tried traditional things. We even tried some hippie stuff. But what it came down to is I said, if I made you special brownies, because he loves German chocolate cake. That's his
Aw,
favorite
that was-
dessert.
that's
That
his
was his
thing.
favorite. So I made German chocolate brownies, but special brownies. I said, would
Wow.
you give it a go? Would you just try it? And so we did. I learned how to, infuse the butter
Infuse,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
THC.
yeah.
And it really helped him.
That's
It
fantastic. No,
stopped the
that's awesome.
nausea. It gave him his appetite back. And what I saw was it was basically being used as medical marijuana
It's
for
medicine,
my dad.
man. It really is
And
in that kind of way.
He got stronger, healthier, and we got more years with him
Yeah.
that we wouldn't have had.
Well, quality of life, right?
Yeah.
As well. His quality
And
of
it
life
just
was-
changed my mind and my perspective about cannabis. I never thought that I would be a huge fan of cannabis.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought.
None
I
of
mean,
my
yeah,
friends
yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
would be, but it really changed my life, and seeing how it helped my dad, and it's helped a lot of my friends with like anxiety and stuff. And I've just seen really wonderful things that it's done. And I
Yeah.
said, this is stupid. I'm just going to go for it.
No,
'Cause I-
we're in
yeah.
a new era, that's for sure. With medicinal therapeutics. With
And I hope it continues
yeah,
because
exactly.
I think that health is wealth. Like, health comes first. And if there's other things out there that are more natural, like, cannabis, like having a gummy or a
Yeah.
special cookie or something that can help you instead of taking like a hardcore prescription med with lots of
Why
side
not?
effects.
Why not?
I think why not?
For sure. Again, I'm on board, man. Like
Yeah.
a little bit to sleep here and there. Sometimes
Yeah.
to calm down. I can't turn my brain off, and
It really
Yeah,
helps me
it
with that.
totally
and with me,
does.
creativity. Oh my gosh. If I have a special brownie, I will come up with 100 show ideas.
can you really? Because I can't do that.
Yes.
Like THC doesn't do that for me. Like my brain is like it's hard to stop in general already.
Right.
So for me, it's like the throttle down. But I have like friends like you, the guy who does all my tattoos, like creatives.
Those are cool.
He gets like he gets on these like cannabis trips, and he's so amazing. But nope, for me it's basically sleep. So what I
I
mean?
come up with
Shuts
new
me down.
business ventures, new show
Let's do
ideas.
it. Let's do it. We should do it on the
I
pod.
wrote a stand-up tour, a stand-up show.
Dang,
Hi, and it was pretty funny
That's
actually.
dope,
So I was
man.
like, okay, this is like pretty cool. All right, so for
All right.
anybody listening, I want them to get to know you a little bit
Okay.
better.
Okay.
So not only you're like world-renowned chef, foodie, but what I did not know was when we were hosting the Food Network show together. I know you had hosted other shows. I know, but I didn't know you had like multiple restaurants.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
had heard
for
you
sure.
had a restaurant, but I didn't know you had multiple restaurants.
So the quick story is right. I think everyone knows my family started Thai restaurants and markets in
Right.
the '60s and '70s. Currently, the problem is this: you can't. I think it's impossible to have a healthy family environment and run successful restaurants, like sit down full service restaurants. I don't think it's possible. The restaurant business destroyed my family.
Really?
It absolutely destroyed my family. So, immigrants who came over, and at their peak, it was my mom's family and my dad's family running like 7 restaurants, a market, an import company, a produce company. And when you come from nothing and you're totally poor, right? This is the best thing ever because you have means. But the flip side of having means is, being so just blindly dedicated to this business that family doesn't matter. Because when you're fucking poor and hungry,
Yeah.
that matters the most, right? Your basic needs. And then all of a sudden you're raising kids and you're like, kids have to work in the business. And, and the traumas of my family. I mean, I guess I'll go into it.
Yeah, I
But-
was going to ask you because I wrote down here. I was going to ask if you could tell me a little bit like how you started in food, about your parents, and I wrote it down because I saw this that they started Bangkok Market, which was the first Thai grocery store in the U.S., which I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool. Jet,
Yeah.
that's like really cool.
No, it's super cool. And I guess what I never talk about is like the before Bangkok Market, which I guess
Yeah.
we should talk about, because I'm starting to kind of write down my memoirs, and there's a lot of like behind all
Jet,
this.
are you going to release a book? You think?
Well, I
of
think
your
I'll
stories.
I think I'll
and-
kind of talk about it with you, and you could tell me if it's
Okay.
even worth it. You know
Let
what I
me hear.
mean?
I'm excited.
Yeah. So Bangkok Market, 1972, first Thai grocery store. I guess the significance of it was during the 80s and 90s, and when like Wolfgang Puck and
Yeah.
Joachim Splichal and the Two Hot Tamales were opening all these like fancy fusion restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
California cuisine restaurants. We were like the main market to buy all these exotic ingredients back then. Back then it was like curry paste, ooh, lemongrass. Like, what is all this exotic stuff?
Yum.
So I would bag their groceries or deliver food to all these famous chefs. The crazy story is though, my dad actually came to America because, he was really poor in Bangkok.
Yeah.
And he was involved in a lot of street gangs. Like, he was not an educated man, made a lot of trouble, and in a street fight, he got in a fight with some kid and he killed this kid. And what happened was, he was on such a destructive path
Yeah.
that his parents were like, you just need to leave. And at that time, they were giving visas away to Thai kids, because of the Vietnam War. And my dad, he had to come here and kind of reinvent himself. And so, and it was 18, he comes to America, starts parking cars at the Man Chinese Theater. He starts working at all these iconic restaurants as like a dishwasher and a busboy. Yeah, and then opens this tiny, and it wasn't a grocery store. It was more like a trading post. It was like 600 square feet on Melrose and Normandy. Yeah, it was like right here in L.A. Thai food started here in L.A. And this is how the Thai community started in America. Like, all right, Ro's coming. Everyone knew everyone who was coming in. Ro, bring a case of coconut milk in your luggage. And then Mike's coming. Mike, bring a case of fish sauce. And that ended up becoming this little grocery store because the Vietnamese community kind of existed, the Chinese community existed. So through that's how it really started. But my dad, it really started from kind of a darker place. And I was having dinner with a songwriter the other day, and she kept saying this term, in-laws and outlaws. And in our family, it was all in-laws and outlaws. So anyway, that's the real story.
I'm digging
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Thai Town was built on a lot
Jet,
of
you
blood,
should.
man.
You should write tons of stories and memoirs about this. I find it so fascinating and interesting, especially how Molly and I grew up. We grew up in a really poor
Yep.
neighborhood right by the projects, and a lot of our friends got involved in gangs,
Mm-hmm.
and it was out of survival. And so I really think people like talking about it, I think it raises awareness, but it also helps people understand how people end up in those situations, like
Yeah.
because they're just literally hungry.
That's it.
They're, they need to survive.
It's some
and
survival.
There's not a lot of options
Yeah.
in certain communities and areas, and people fall into those things all the time, and it breaks my heart. And I like that food kind of opened.
Is a vehicle.
Yeah.
Right? It was
to be a
it saved my
vehicle to
life.
be something else. Like I
Right.
think that's.
I think
really
me, you, and
beautiful.
Molly, I think we all grew up similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think what's really, really great is why we need to tell our stories is because kids watching or that follow you or follow me, they go, well, we were not born with silver spoons.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so that means in this amazing country that we live in, you can be something.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you start out.
Exactly.
It just matters where you want to end up, because there's a
nailed it.
lot of different routes to get there. And I think that, like, especially when you're young
Mm-hmm.
and you're in areas where it feels like there's no options. Like a lot of my friends, they sold weed to put food on the table.
For sure.
Like they were hungry, they were starving, and they weren't old enough to work yet. They weren't even, 15, 16 yet. and they had single parent households, wasn't making ends meet. So they would literally sell weed just for pocket money or to buy food.
Yeah,
So
exactly
it was just different. I think I just don't understanding where people are coming from. I feel like I'm less judgmental of
Truly.
when you understand those situations. Let's go ahead and take a quick break right here to talk about one of this week's sponsors, Beam. I am so excited to talk about Beam again because not only have they been a longtime sponsor of Rodiculous, but they have truly helped completely change my nighttime routine. I basically drink a cup of Beam every night before I go to bed. I've talked about this before, but I'm someone whose mind always seems to be racing at night, especially when I'm trying to sleep. For many years, this has led to many problems due to lack of consistent and quality sleep. That is until I started using Beam, a science-backed, healthy hot cocoa for sleep. Other sleep aids that I've tried would cause next day grogginess, but Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed. You can make it a part of your nighttime routine and is available in delicious flavors like sea salt caramel, brownie batter, vanilla chai, and the Beam Dream powder original flavor cinnamon cocoa. It's guilt-free as each serving is only 15 calories and 0 grams of sugar. Better sleep has definitely never tasted better. Beam has helped improve over 17.5 million nights of sleep, and 92% of users survey reported better sleep and waking up refreshed. I'm one of those people. If you would like to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Rosanna and use the code Rosanna at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Rosanna and use the code Rosanna, ROSSANNA, for up to 40% off.
Yeah, and then like full circle. So back to the question about restaurants. Like,
Yeah.
my family, like we were all feral, right? Like everyone was just trying to survive. So everyone was working a small piece of the business. So there was zero family time. There was never gathering.
Right.
There was never holidays. There was never love. Like there was never hugging. Like if you ask any Asian kid that grew up in the like 60s, 70s, 80s, like Asian parents don't show physical, emotions.
Right.
And that takes its toll. So I will say that all these businesses were amazing and gave me my leg up, but like I've no relationship with my father.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Jet.
Like, and I've learned to have a really good relationship with my mother over the last few years. But
Right
yeah, so
on.
restaurants and families, man, like there's like immigrant layers on it with me, but in general, I think if you run a very successful restaurant group, I don't think it's easy to have a family. So
Because it takes a lot of
Yeah.
time. It's like all encompassing. It takes a lot of work, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of drive. And you guys were so focused on making it successful
yeah.
that didn't then balance like family time with work time.
Well,
that didn't
also-
exist. It was just work, work, work.
Yeah, and culturally, Asian families are not. You know, you hear the old jokes like "Tiger Mom, Dragon Dad." Like, it comes. It's all real, man. It's all real. I've had to learn how to be emotional and to have like empathy through a lot of like families that I attached myself to as I was growing up. Like,
Yeah.
I had friends in high school, and I like wow, that's like a really. They eat dinner together, like they do fun stuff. Mom and dad say they love each other, and they tell the kids. So I attached myself to a few families, and that was kind of the modeling I needed because I was pretty
Aw.
starved, like emotionally. But
Jet.
yeah,
Okay, the whole internet is just gonna hug
No,
you now.
no,
The
no,
whole
not at
internet.
all.
Everyone go send him hugs. Send him
I
love.
only say it because I think a lot of people who will watch this grew up that way. That you know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. My family was really emotional. I'm
So
on the other end. I'm
they-
on the Italian side.
There you go.
I'm everything is a big deal. It's very dramatic. We're fighting all the time, but they forgive fast. We
Right.
fight a lot, but we forgive faster.
Lots of love.
Like it's very loving, but almost to the point where it made Mike feel uncomfortable. Mike came from this family that's kind of like more like if someone's upset, they'll say something passive aggressive.
Right.
Like that's like under
was
their
ne-
breath.
it
That's
was-
more kind of the vibe.
Passive aggressive, not so much physical emotion.
Yeah,
Mike.
it's very like very subtle, and it's very
It's like if you say something bad about someone, it means you don't ever want to speak to them again.
yeah. Like in Mike's family, if you ever say something real, those are like fighting words. If something bothers them, they hold it in for years.
Which
so
grows.
It just grows, and it gets to this place where it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Where in my family, Mike was shocked. I brought him to one of my sister's weddings, and it was just like family, and it was like almost 350 people.
Holy moly!
And we had
first
to,
of all,
and we had to cut the guest list because it was like at 1,500 for a while.
That's
So we
amazing.
were like just family.
Yeah.
And like a couple friends, but the family's huge. It's humongous, and Mike was like, these people are yelling at each other, like, because they will
what
be
is
like,
wrong here?
shut up, blah 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 blah. Well,
Yeah.
you did this. Well, you did that. And then by the end of the night, Mike goes, I don't get it. Your aunts were just saying the craziest stuff to each other, and now they're dancing and having a good time. And I go, yeah. When something bothers you, you say it, you let it out,
yeah.
and then you give it some rest. A couple hours.
But it's more
in our
healthy because
family.
it's out there.
Yeah, couple
Right,
hours.
okay.
You squash it,
Yeah.
then you move on.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
I grew up like Mike. Like you
Yeah?
don't say what you feel.
Oh, okay.
Right, and no one wants too much direct conflict.
Yeah.
So you're always left guessing what the hell, and.
But
yeah.
Jet, you can't say anything in my family. There are a few things will get you a backhand from Nona. Like one time my grandpa came in and he was like outdoors working in the yard all day. He was sweating, like mowing the lawn, tending to the garden. And he came in and he was like, little Rosalita, will you give me a glass of water? And I was like, get it yourself, Grandpa.
Whoa. Pow.
She was like, you go get your grandfather something. And I was like, oh, respect. My bad. So I learned really quick that there's some things, show respect for your elders, especially family.
For sure.
But it is really like talky and I don't know. It's
That's good, though.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's
very
better that
open,
way.
but it's not always,
Yeah.
great. But like,
No, look, you express, like, I think it's important to model and show your children now that we have kids, like telling them you love them, right?
Yeah.
Expressing emotions,
You and
good
Allie
and
do
bad,
such
firm
a good
boundaries.
job.
Well, Allie's master's degree is in early childhood education. Yeah,
no
yeah.
wonder she's
That's why
fabulous. Mom.
That's why she married a child, right? It's true, and her mom is a child psych. So I didn't realize until we got married at 36, and I'm spending 36 to 40 like I like hearing words like boundaries and like ADD and like oppositional defiance disorder, and I'm like, dude, I had all that. And so it really helped me heal. Like it helped me.
Yeah.
My 40s and 50s, other than like trying to grow as a businessman, as a person, was always trying to grow as a husband and a father.
Yeah.
That's a core value for me. And I think people who kind of know myself and my family first before anything, even before business. So
Yeah, family is important. I
Nothing
really
more
get that
important.
from you guys. You guys are so cute together
Yeah.
and sweet together.
yeah, we're like you guys
And you guys are adorable. I can't get enough of you guys. Like, so wait, how did you guys meet? So you
Oh,
you
good
got married
question.
later, right?
We got married at 36.
See,
Yeah,
because
30
I'm
yeah.
39, Mike's 38, I'm 39. So Jet, I
Yeah.
mean,
Hey, I get it.
yeah, we're waiting.
We're all waiting.
Well, we're not waiting anymore. So wait,
okay.
at 36, is that when you met or got
No,
married?
so we probably met around 33. I
Yeah.
was teaching cooking classes for young professionals at Sur La Table. Not like culinary students. Let's get the creepy. out
Oh
of
my
here. It's
gosh,
not-
is this a
it's not
Hallmark
creepy.
movie? Shut
This
up.
could
Are
be a
you
Hallmark movie.
chef
Teacher
teaching?
Teacher goes to recreational cooking class at Sur La Table with her mom as a bonding thing. Meets the chef who's teaching the class. Neither are available in that moment, and nothing wasn't weird, but at all. And then I was like, "Hey guys, I'm moving to Vegas." I would tell all my classes. I taught a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I've met most of my friends in LA in the last 30 years by teaching at all the schools in LA. And then
Cool.
she comes to LA a few years. Comes to Vegas a few years later.
Yeah.
I'm chefing in a Vegas hotel, and then that's when sparks flew, and it was like a really busy night, and my servers were like, "Hey chef, table 13, someone wants to say hi to you." I was like, "I don't want. I'm fucking tired. I want to go home. I have a few more tickets to push out, and I just want to go home. I'm tired."
Oh, it is like a movie. movie.
Yeah, it is. And they're like, chef, she's pretty hot. I was like, okay, I think I can muster the energy. I think I'm going to
Okay,
muster.
I guess
yeah,
I
yeah.
can
I think
go
I'm going
out
to muster
there.
energy. I go out to the table, and it's a pretty like auburn-haired woman, and she's like, "Do you remember me?" You should never start a conversation with "Do you remember me?"
So I'd be like,
Yeah, because I'm like, did I hurt your feelings? Do we know each other? Did we date?
did we date?
Yeah,
Did
right.
we? You're like going through. You can see that meme pop up where all the math calculations are happening,
It's like
and you're
it's
like,
going through.
you're like, wait, you're going like all the wait. I'm going through all my parties. I'm going through all my events. Wait.
Exactly. And I was like, did we hit it off? And and I brought her to the back of house to like, give her the full tour. And like, we were inseparable from that moment. Like back then it was like, I didn't want to be too forward, but I got her into the club. We just opened a new club, a nightclub at Encore. Yeah. And we were just inseparable. Within 18 months from that night, we were married. She was pregnant, and I left Vegas. Like it was like that. So that's
love stories.
That's kind of the love story between myself and
I
Allie.
love it.
Yeah, and I spent my whole life like not wanting to get married. I had such bad modeling. My parents were miserable, and I was like, I need to better myself and make a go of this because I've met someone I want to have a family with.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. So. That's our love
special.
story. That's our love story.
You guys are so cute.
No.
I'll try to find a cute picture. I'll throw it up on the screen for
Okay,
any of the
okay.
people who are listening who also watch on YouTube. I'll throw a picture up. You guys are so cute.
Wow, we're lucky. We just
like-
feel lucky. I think about you guys. You guys are my power couple friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Mike and I text each other all the time.
Yeah,
so-
we've just
yeah.
like Mike and I have been together. I can't remember how many years it is now. Like 10. It's over 10. It might be 15. We've known each other for maybe 15 or 16 years.
What's the story on how we met?
We just met at a gaming convention really
Oh.
randomly. And again, we weren't looking because I was with someone and
Mm-hmm.
he had just gotten out of a relationship. I had blinders on.
Right.
I just wasn't.
You were there for work, I'm guessing.
I was actually there just hanging out with some friends, and this guy thought I was like cute, but it didn't.
This tall ass dude.
Yeah, it just didn't work. Okay, so you were named first ever culinary ambassador of Thai cuisine, and this was from the Royal Thai Consulate, and I thought that is amazing. I didn't even know they had these fancy food ambassadors.
Right?
Like,
Okay.
do you
they
have a
did
medal?
it.
Do you have a sash?
I have a
What
sash.
do you do with it?
I have a scepter and an orb.
Do you have a crown?
I don't have any of that shit. Yeah, I don't have any, yeah. I don't even have a business card, bro. Like, all I have is words on my bio. So we were, the Thai government actually, there's a concerted effort to promote Thai food around the world. Did you know this?
I did not know that, and they definitely. I am a fan. I'm on board. I'm a friend of.
Right?
'cause
You are an ally.
I'm
you
an
both
ally.
are allies. By
I
the way.
love Thai
I dub you
food.
allies with my powers.
Yes.
I dub you allies. So I went to the local government, right? And I was like, guys, look, Thai food is like the fourth most popular food in the world, but we're probably not like the 100th or 200th size country. So we do a lot of outreach as a government and as a people to spread Thai food awareness.
Bomb.
It's bomb, guys, and it's delicious. And I was like, hey guys, hey government, right? Hey kingdom, we need a title. Like, let's create a chef title for a national Thai chef so we can kind of like rally around. And it wasn't like I didn't want it for myself, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's perfect. We're going to create this thing and you're going to be the dude. I was like, how the fuck did I get this? Yeah. How did I get stuck with this title?
They're like, Jet, great idea. You lead it.
That's exactly what happened.
were like-
Yeah. Write all the papers and do all the work. And I was like, do I get paid? They're like, no.
No, but you get this scepter.
That's right. I get a scepter and an orb. So that's how it all happened. And my official duty is to just be a very positive kind of like a person who's associated with Thai food in America. And I'm honored, Kingdom. I'm honored. Thank you very much. I'm honored. But yeah, that's the story.
amazing.
And I'm waiting for someone to take my crown. I don't want it anymore. Can someone come take it? Like, there's some really phenomenal Thai chefs in America.
Put in a decade of work, You're ready.
Yeah.
We love Thai food.
Because I'm cheap.
Mike and I, literally, there's a Thai restaurant that I used to go to. Okay, I have a couple funny
Name
stories
drop,
about
name
food.
drop.
So there's this little Thai food restaurant that I used to go to in Seattle, and I went there for so many years and ordered the same dish so many times
Details.
that I left Seattle, came back to visit my family. 10 years later, I had Mike, I had my sister, I had her husband was with us. I walk in the shop, and the shop owner remembers me instantly because I ate there
No.
all the time. I live there. She was like, "Noodle girl." She goes, "I'll bring it out," because I get chicken pad Thai noodle every time with the Thai iced tea every time.
That's the order.
Yep.
That's the Rosanna order.
I love it.
All right, chicken pad Thai.
I just love noodles. You know, maybe
Yeah.
it's the Italian in me,
I
but
think so.
I love noodles. I love pasta, and the Thai noodles are so good. But those spices, they're different. They're unique. They're just fresh, and I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, Ro, who created noodles?
Oh, this could be a debate. This could be a
I
debate
just want to start
here.
a fight. I just want to start a fight. Yeah, there you go.
Jet's gonna say that the Thai noodle is the first noodle. I'm
no,
gonna
it's not
say
Thai, right? You're going to say
the Italian noodles are the of course.
Marco
Polo.
went to
Where did he go?
China.
Really?
Yeah, we win.
Really?
Anyway, I just want to start a fight with my Italian friend. Anytime I want to start a fight, I just start.
You know what? Someone tried to tell me you can have noodles. I'm not going to debate it, but someone tried to tell me that pizza didn't originate from Italy, and I said, get out of here.
There's
We're not
friendship's
friends.
over.
We're not friends anymore. Okay? I said I'm a ride or die, but this is my boundary.
That's a blasphemy right there.
Just get out of here.
Where the hell did they think pizza came from?
I don't know.
Domino's?
But I got a question for you.
Okay.
Is mango sticky rice is one of my
Oh, good
sister's
one.
favorite desserts. Is that Thai?
Mango sticky rice is 100% Thai.
It is so
It's
good.
100% Thai.
How do you make it? I thought you just put sugar on rice and good to go. Turns out
It's
that's
very
not
sweet.
too different.
It's very sweet and kind of creamy, Mike. Maybe some coconut. I'm tasting coconut.
Theoretically,
I literally
you're not
threw sugar
wrong.
on rice and was like, this is not.
Yeah, theoretically you're not wrong, but let's add Rose's ingredient of coconut milk.
Yeah, coconut. It
But
tastes
then-
a little.
That's why it's so good.
It's the type of rice. So
Ooh.
there's a sticky rice that only grows natively on 2 areas in the earth, and it's around Vietnam and Thailand. So it's this long grain, fragrant sticky rice. So
Oh.
you need to steam that
Oh.
first, make a syrup with coconut milk, sugar,
Love.
and then there's something called pandan. It's a leaf that has a very almost a jasmine like aroma to it. So you infuse it into there.
Ooh.
And then it's weird because you ever make sushi rice? You have to like make the vinegar and make the rice and then mix them together. That's how you mix that mango syrup, that coconut syrup. Let it rest.
Got it.
Way beyond my scope.
I know we've gotten pretty intense here.
I'm good. Jed, you just
Yeah,
keep
well, you're
I got
fine.
It. I
You're
got
good.
it.
We
I
should
got
make
it.
this together though next
Yeah,
time.
that'd
That's
be
what we should do.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
And it's a special kind of mango, Mike. You only can serve champagne mangoes or
Champagne mangoes.
Yeah, they're also known as Ataulfo, Ataulfo. Like it's a type of mango that
Jed, I didn't know this.
Did I know? See, I'm good for something. The culinary ambassador knows things.
I started getting a lot of my friends into Thai food because they were like, "What do you want to eat today? What do you feel like?" And then I'd be like, "I feel like Thai."
Yeah.
And they were nervous to try a Thai iced tea because it was this orange color,
Oh,
and
makes
they were
sense.
just like, "Oh, I don't know what that's going to taste like," and I'm a little nervous. And I said, "Well, basically, it's black tea and it's like creamy tea, and a lot of people take their tea with cream or milk, like
Yep.
some people add a little lemon into their tea,
Yep.
some people do a little milk. So it's kind of those basics: black tea, a little bit of cream, kind of a creamy condensed
Vanilla,
milk.
like cardamom.
Yeah, and it has those
exactly.
with those other spices. And I think what I really love about it is that some places put a little the cardamom, the anise,
Big time.
and Italian baking uses a lot of anise.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
Yeah, like in the
that's very
biscottis
true.
and the pizzelle cookies. So it's just the first time I had a sip of Thai iced tea.
It was a natural love. Because
I
you're
was
right, because
like,
of Venice. Yeah, Nice.
I am going to drink this for 2 weeks straight because when I fall in love with something, it's so ADHD. It's like
Oh,
I
yeah.
need this all the time. And we even go to an ice cream place where they do Thai iced tea ice cream. And it tastes
Whoa.
just like the drink. I don't know how they do it, but oh,
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
yeah. We have some
Man.
favorites. I know you're like, these are the easy things.
No,
Ro,
not at
but
all. These are things
my
that people need to
favorite.
learn how to make. No.
Yeah, so if anyone
like our
listening,
dog situation,
I
by
know
the
we've
way.
got a
Is
lot
this a
of
normal thing?
bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love hanging out.
Oh, okay.
They're also snoring, you guys. So if you hear any light snores, just know that those are the bulldogs. Those are not us. And for anyone listening, if you've never tried Thai food, give it a shot.
Yep.
It is
Yeah.
so good.
We'll
It's
make
so
we'll
delicious.
make it together.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay,
That's
my
a
other.
series.
I want to
Okay.
embarrass you now.
Oh,
Okay,
please
so I
don't.
got some more. Okay, so for your world records, I have a couple friends who have like Guinness World Records, and you're one of them. Okay, so you have a couple of them though. This is
Yeah.
world's biggest stir fry, world's biggest seafood stew, and world's longest California sushi roll. Which one did you do first?
The first one ever was the stir fry, and actually the stir fry started from this. During a Thai New Year celebration many years
Yeah.
ago, I wanted to do the world's largest pad Thai, and it was like 400 pounds or something like that. And
I'll be a taste tester.
let's do it.
Yeah,
That's it.
anytime you need.
We should do it here in your backyard. We should do 1,000-pound pad Thai. Yeah.
How did you do that?
You build like a flat skillet. You take like 1/4-inch steel.
Yeah.
You weld sides around it. I had
Whoa.
to get an engineer to do this. Yeah, and I put in a few propane burners under it. Right? It was like a MacGyver. It was like a MacGyver pan. I did the world record. I beat 400 pounds. I submitted it to Guinness, and they wrote me back, and they're like, "Sorry, that is a stir fry. Technically, a pad Thai is a stir fry because it's cooked in a pan, has stuff in it." And I was like, "Fuck you." That was the first thing I said. I was like, "Bullshit."
I'm the ambassador of
Yeah, right.
I know what you're talking about.
you know who you're talking
Exactly right. I'm like, damn. Yeah, I was not the ambassador yet, but I should have flexed that one. I'm like, do you know who I am? And so I was like, I got really mad, and I was working for a company at the time, and they wanted to do something really big, and that's when I was like, hey, will you go on this journey with me? So we built like a 15-foot pan.
Oh, shit.
And we went for the 1,000-pounder, and that's how I broke my first. And it was a stir fry. There it is. That was the first one. I know.
Yes.
Just-
I love it, Jet. You take that fire and you turn it into something.
That's right. Take that trauma.
Yeah.
You harness it, and then
Yeah.
you do something with it.
I actually think that that's a really good message for people too, because
Yeah,
growing
that's
up,
true.
I would get really frustrated and so angry at not people, but my situation. Like the things that, like, just situations that I couldn't do anything about. So instead of using that energy for something negative, my dad would always encourage me, like, take that anger
Wow.
and take it out on the soccer field, or take that anger and take it out, when you're doing gymnastics.
It's the best advice, isn't
And
it? It really is the best
Just
advice.
channels it into something positive, and it's not always a negative thing. And
Yeah.
I don't view it as ever a negative thing. So I think that that's really cool.
Well, right. I mean, like, honestly, we are all a product of our traumas. Yes or no? And then
Yeah.
you could either act them out or act them in. Right? A lot of people we know are self-destructive.
Yeah.
So they act them in. You know what I mean? And I've been a combination of both, honestly. But like,
Same. I'm
right?
a combo.
All of us. Right? You're
A
what?
little bit. I'm a little bit of drinking.
Yeah,
A little bit of passion projects.
Right?
Yeah.
But you need those. So that's, like you said, I just was like, no, you're not going to tell me no. I'm going to figure out a way, and that's it.
And then you're like, and then I'm gonna do a couple more.
Then I'm going to break 5 world records total.
Yeah.
Guinness World Records. Yeah.
And then go, just suck on that.
Here, take this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so right now, Jet, you are involved with Dragon Tiger Noodles, Payway Asian Kitchen restaurants, and they have so many restaurants that I can't even keep up with this. Like,
Yeah.
I was looking them up, and I don't know. Is it 3 digits? Like, is it over 100? Like,
We're 3 digits. So back to your first question, the reason why I'm doing fast food restaurants is because it's actually less. If you have a great team, which we
Yeah.
do, it's actually less work because you don't live in one place for 20 hours.
Right.
Right. We have an entire team distributed across the country. Payway's about 165 restaurants right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and Dragon Tiger Noodles very quickly is like 7 restaurants right now. Yeah, we want to scale. We want to build something really cool, and then we want to hopefully sell it. Right. Like that's the goal, and pass it on to the kids, man. can I announce, like, can we announce, like, my next restaurant project?
Please do.
Should I
I'm
right now?
excited.
I don't know.
Do
if
we
I
have a launch
should.
party right now?
I know we should, yeah, but we're working on the next Burbank Airport situation. So.
That's
I don't know.
exciting.
Well, yeah, we're almost there. Like, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's why we're doing fast casual. Is also my passion. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like what you guys do. Like, you can cook in one restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and maybe serve 60 to 100 people a day, or we can do what we do, and like between Pay Away Dragon Tiger and like all the other projects, I mean, we serve thousands of people a day. You know what I
I
mean?
like that you're making it accessible for everyone. Because honestly, if I'm at the airport, if there's like, when there's fast food restaurants there, I would rather have some Thai food than, I would just have some like, you know, fresh, like a stir fry, veggies, you know, like noodles. I'd
Pad Thai
rather
noodles.
have that. I always feel so much better after doing that than if, you know, like hamburger, cheeseburger,
something
fried. Deep fried. And also I've been learning a lot about how they, you know, just like are injecting all the meats with all this crap, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
ew, gross.
yeah.
Okay. So I would love that. I think it would just like open up people's, like, I don't know, their minds and their
I think
hearts
so.
to hold delicious new food if they've never tried it.
That's our whole thing. Like, their whole thing is like fresh, cooked to order, but fast. And my whole brand has always been like, if you read any of my cookbooks, it's about like, yes, there might be things you've never used before, but I'm gonna explain it really easily. It's gonna be less than like 5-6 steps.
You're a wonderful teacher.
I try to be. I really do. Well, takes one to know one, friend. Yeah, it takes one to know one. So
Thank you, you guys. He's got 3 cookbooks. Is that right?
three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to link to him, you guys. So I'm going to put him up here if you want to check him out. And then when are we going to get your memoir book?
Oh,
Are
man.
you just starting to think about these stories and stuff, or are you putting pen to paper,
I put pen to
journaling,
paper.
kind of getting the thoughts out?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been journaling a lot, kind of just through general therapy. It's very therapeutic to journal, and I think I realized that I locked up a lot of memories like through trauma, and I didn't realize that. So
Yeah.
so journaling helps. So I've been journaling. I'm actually writing stories now, and you know, we're it's gonna happen because, you know, I think it's important to share the stuff that we go through, so people that are going through this stuff similarly can see, like, A, they're not alone. B, like, it doesn't matter where you are in like your station in life. You know, a lot of us come from some tough shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I think just like outside of the food bubble, I think that your story about your family and your dad and growing up and building business and just those things, like I see that almost as like I could watch that as a movie, and there'd be so
Right.
many learning lessons
Right.
and like so many things within that story that I think that would be really meaningful and connect with people and they could relate to. Like oh my gosh, I hope you write a book. I hope it becomes a movie. I'll be watching it.
I your lips to God's ears, because, you know, my dad didn't stop there. Like, at 50, there's a reason why my dad had to move to Thailand, because he can't ever come back here.
No way.
And yeah, so my full last name is not Tila. I changed my last name in, you know, when I started like writing for the LA Times. But the real reason was, if you Google my original last name, all this stuff comes up for my father. And
Oh,
so
really?
at 50 something, he got into some bad legal trouble,
Yeah.
and he had to leave the country.
Oh
and
my
I had to
goodness.
like reinvent myself to not tie, you know what I mean, after that. And it's fascinating. There's so many takeaways here, right?
Yeah.
If you don't heal, you're gonna repeat your past sins, and that's my father,
Yep.
right? And then your one little like ripple can affect your whole family.
Yep.
And then the third part of this is like, you know, a lot of us had to try to overcome what he did.
Yeah.
And so I'm a testament to, you know, hard work, therapy, and marrying the right person and figuring it out. You
And
know?
you're tough. You're a badass.
We're all, you know, we have to be, right? Those of
Yeah.
us kids who come from the other side of the tracks, we have to be tough.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
learned how to take on a lot. I don't know what that's called. If it's called resilience.
Yeah. But I think what I love about this podcast potentially too is, you know, you have access to a lot of, you know, people who've done a lot of amazing stuff, including yourselves, by the way. And I think this shows a different side of all of us.
That's what I
especially when
like.
we're all comfortable with each other and we really
Yeah.
know each other like we do.
That's what I really wanted this to feel like. I wanted it to feel like people could sit down and get to know people who I admire and really care about on a different level, because I feel like a lot of entertainment, will put you in a box.
Yep.
They're like, you are the
Yep.
chef, you do all
Yep.
food, and all you are is food, 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 food. And you've accomplished amazing things in entertainment and food and culinary world. But I think, like, that aside, just you as a person and like your journey and your story is so powerful as well. So I feel like it just gives people a space where we can just, I don't know, hang out, shoot the shit, share those things.
That's all it is, man. You know?
And I love it.
Yeah, it's nice to like have people who've done some extraordinary stuff, right? Including yourselves. Like, what's the secret sauce, man? Like, I think
Right.
people want to know the secret sauce, and people want to know when Ro and Mike, when you zigged and instead of zagged, or glad
Yeah.
you zagged instead of zigged. And
I failed a lot.
we've all failed a lot.
I
right?
got, kicked in the teeth a lot.
Yep.
I got rejected a lot.
To this day, we all get rejected.
Yeah, I just got rejected for a TV show, and it was close. I was
Yeah.
really getting excited, and usually, Jet, I don't share this, but when you audition for a show and you don't hear back, it's no weight on my shoulders, because you go to a lot of auditions just to see if it's a good vibe, it's a good fit for the project, and sometimes it's not a good fit and it's no big deal.
Right.
But I think for the ones that get really close, those
Yeah.
are the ones that I get disappointed, and they actually kind of hurt a little bit because, it was like months of multiple auditions
Yeah.
and meeting and testing
Callback
for
and
network
this and that.
and
And
it was
you
just,
start to get your hopes up. I mean, let's be honest,
Yeah.
guys. When you start to hear about auditions,
it
and-
starts to feel really real, and it starts to feel, and then they're like, hey, we went with someone else, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, this person that is watching, this young person watching you, looking at your brand, they're like, you have an empire. Like,
Yeah.
you live a fantastic life that you've built, right? So there's no
Yep.
way that you still have disappointments and you still have like tough times. So I think that's the upside of that bullshit. I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Is like someone is like, wow, even Ro, in her place in life, there's still rejection and there's still tough times. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
the most successful people that I know have failures all the time. They just, the
Amen.
one difference is when you have that failure, you don't let it stop you.
Amen.
When you get a roadblock and it's a no, they go, okay, regroup, try again. So that's my biggest advice for anyone who wants to, go into entrepreneurship or just anything in life. Just keep trying, keep putting yourself out there. And just because one thing doesn't work doesn't mean that the next 10 things won't.
And all it takes is one, right? Like one
Yeah.
out of 100. And, I always say, like, we all meet a lot of people. And, like, you hear about that person who's always like, I have 100 good ideas. Have you started any of them? No. And it's, there's this term I create, like, I hear, and I don't know if it's analysis paralysis. How many people do we know with analysis paralysis, right?
Jet, that's deep and that's real.
Let's think about that for a minute.
They get an idea, they get a thought, and then they overthink it, and then they never act on it because they're so busy worrying and overthinking it. Analysis paralysis.
You nailed it, man. That's it right there. And then they
Do
talk
you have a
themselves out
tattoo-
of it.
Do you have a tattoo that says that?
Well, let's do it. So you and I trademark it. Let's just do it now.
It says analysis paralysis, and it has just a line through it.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Exactly. Oh, but that's all another thing, like about like just us sitting down. Like people, there's a lot to learn from like you guys. Like,
Yeah, what's your biggest
Yeah.
advice? Because you've been through so much. Like, if somebody was really passionate, they wanted to be a chef, what
Yeah.
would be, for just that, what would be your biggest piece of advice?
Great practical question. I think the easiest piece of advice for being a chef is you have to cook as much as possible professionally. So you have to work. You're only as good as the places you train. So if you want to be a chef,
Interesting.
start somewhere, like be a line cook at Denny's. So get some kitchen experience. And then at some point, though, you have to work for the best restaurant in your general area. And then that becomes the best restaurant in the city. And hopefully that becomes the best restaurant in the country. If you work for the best, you continue learning from the best. And then don't not do something because you're scared.
Yeah.
You have to just do it. Like those are just some really sound practical pieces of advice.
Push yourself outside your comfort zone.
Just do it. Yeah, stop thinking about it, stop talking about it. Like talk about it to get motivated. And then if you're not doing it, then again, you're stuck in that analysis paralysis.
Take action, jump in, do it. Some people, when they ask me about YouTube, like, how do I get started on YouTube? What's the best way?
Yeah.
And my advice is just do it.
Right.
Because, like, when I started, it was with a crap camera. I had no idea what I was doing, terrible lighting. Like, I didn't even know anything. I was using Comic Sans font to edit. Like,
Oh,
you
no,
know,
how dare you.
Yes, like, the offensive things. But just start because, you know, as you go on, you'll make improvements. You'll
Yep.
get better equipment as you go on. You'll get better lighting. I'll learn how to edit better, or I'll find an editor who's a great editor.
Right.
You know, like just whatever your launching off point is, just launch.
And how many years and how many followers? I just gloat. I mean, I'm going to brag about you. I brag about you guys all the time.
It's crazy.
How many years now? YouTube.
I think it's almost 15.
Fuck, you guys are OGs.
It's-
You know
yeah,
that. You're
it's
OGs.
they're putting us in the Hall of Fame at VidCon, and I
What?
tweeted them a funny meme of a grandma walking in on a walker, and I was like, me rolling up to VidCon this year.
That is
And
fantastic.
the grandma, we put like, I remember when you used to make YouTube videos and it didn't even monetize. And then the lady next to her helping her to bed is like, sure, let's get you to bed, grandma. Like,
Could you ever imagine, guys, that it became this? Like
No,
YouTube
never.
would become this.
Never. YouTube didn't even exist when I was in high school.
You know?
It wasn't even something that people were like, yeah, I'd want to be a YouTuber. You
I know
it
this is
just
like
kind
a
of,
podcast like where we talk, but can I ask a few, like one or
Yeah.
two questions? Why YouTube? Like, what was the genesis of this thing called YouTube that back then no one really knew what it was?
Right?
Yeah. Well, what was it? What was your reason for starting those first YouTube videos?
The reason I started the first YouTube videos is because Mike encouraged me to do it. I was working in traditional Hollywood, like on the set of Glee, and I got my first guest star role on this other MTV show that was a scripted show. With Jennifer Aniston's best friend was on it. That's how I met her.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I just started acting and it just started to pick up steam. Like it was just started to get the ball rolling. And then I met Mike and Mike was like, you should try YouTube. I think you'd be really good at it. It's a creative outlet. You have a fun personality. You're, you know, creative. And I was like, what's YouTube? So he kind of like showed me the ropes and then said, you know, just start creating content. It'll help you get more comfortable on camera. And I was a big fan
Which
of
is
that.
true, right? Like
Yeah.
acting or being
Yeah.
comfortable in front of a camera is a thing. It's its own muscle.
It really is.
Right?
I used to be shyer on camera. I
Right.
felt more comfortable doing lives, like plays with people. But
Where you get feedback.
A camera,
Yeah.
it's just like, where am I looking? What is it looking at? What is it doing? And you know, being on sets, it's a little intimidating because it's like controlled chaos.
It
You
is.
know, we did a show together where
Yep.
there's all these rigs and
There's 80
cameras.
people.
You
Yeah.
know, and they're running around, and it can be overwhelming and a bit distracting. And that's what I noticed being on set is that I was being distracted because there was so much going on
Yeah.
that I felt like I wasn't 100% focused on my job because I felt overwhelmed by being on these big sets. So I thought if I got more comfortable with the equipment and the cameras and people's jobs, you know, that I could really focus on what I'm supposed to do more.
That makes sense.
And be a part of, you know, the chaotic machine versus it, you know, floating in it. So I started to do it just to kind of get a better sense of camera.
What were your
and
first like 4 or 5 videos about?
They were awful. They
No,
were
what were they
just
about?
stupid
Were they cooking,
vlogs.
or were they
no,
just
they're-
kind of
everyone was
vlogging?
vlogging at the time.
Okay, got
So
it.
I did this vlog of like cleaning up for Earth Day. We volunteered for Earth Day.
Oh.
We took trash out of the river. I went to a flight museum. I love aviation. I flew a plane. I filmed one of my flight lessons.
That's rad.
Just like, you know, just vloggy stuff, but I wasn't the best vlogger because I'm just not. Then we did, a baking video where our friends were coming over for E3, that gaming
Yep.
convention, and we were hosting a big barbecue at our house. And I thought, well, I'm going to make this cute little Mario cake. I might as well film it. So it wasn't like a nerdy
that was the
nummies
first
then. It was
one.
just like, and then the internet was like, we love this, make more of these.
So as the internet said, like the people by their
Yeah.
views were like, Ro, this is what we want to watch.
And just comments. The commenting
Yeah.
system used to be different back then on YouTube, and I got flooded with messages and love going, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
That's amazing to me.
Like,
That's amazing.
we
to me.
want this. This
Yeah.
is no geeky baking show exists online or on television. Like, please give us more of this. And I was like, okay, like, what cake do you want
Yeah.
next week? And so they would tell me, and I would just try my best. And so that's kind of like how it
And an
started.
empire later, team.
And then an empire later.
15 years and an empire later.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Isn't that wild?
It blows my mind. Yeah. Just being on set with you guys, like being like working, doing
God, you were
doing
so
baking,
fun on set.
and then
you were
like,
such a boss.
come over and we're gonna do this like. I think you were like, so this cheetah puppet sings and we're gonna make a thing. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what are you guys talking about?
I'm like, it's fun. It's for social media. Just get into it.
And I'm like, how does this all work? And like my brain blew up that day. My brain
You
blew up
took
that
to
day.
it really well, and
Because
you
of
did
you guys.
so good. Like, you performed so good. I was like
Yeah.
so proud of you. We made so many comedy skits. You guys go check out Jet's page. Again, I'm gonna put his links.
Go check him out.
But like,
Anyway,
he does all these funny, not just a talented chef, but he started to do these comedic. Like shorts, and some are
Because of
surrounded around
you.
family, some are surrounded
Because
about
of you.
food. I love your food ones. I'm
Because of you.
obsessed.
Anyway, thank you both. You guys
Yeah.
like really were big inspiration.
I'm so happy that you're transcending everywhere. Like, you're in the literary world, you're in television, your
Man.
restaurants that people can go and eat and experience, and now social media where you're
Can't believe it.
conquering it all. Can I just ask, why do they rob you? Rob you every season of Tournament of Champions.
Oh yeah, I had an idea we were going there. I had an idea. Yeah, you and Mike texted me kind of right after.
Who do I need to beat up?
Yeah. Well, you know, if your mic would work, look, it started here
Yeah.
and now it's in my belly, Mike. It started here and now it's in my
Jeff,
belly.
we have to start with it up here, and then it will just
right.
slowly.
Well, I was telling the
bite-
team, is it weird if I just do this? What if I just talk like this
Starts
and I support it?
It goes like this.
Can you post the Amazon link for what not to buy?
We will.
Yeah,
We'll post the
for
Amazon
not-
link.
for what
Do
not
not
to
get
buy.
these stands. They
Don't-
came
don't-
very highly rated, but we
Yeah.
have had all the issues. So
Referral link, but don't click it.
Exactly.
it's a referral link of what
Exactly.
not to buy.
Oh, too much fun. All right, Tournament of Champions. Look, every season,
Yeah.
and 1 through 5, whenever I got out, I got beat fair and square. Not saying I did on 6,
Yeah.
but this was a tougher beat.
Mm.
The challenge was stir fry. I know it was
What was it?
takeout,
Takeout.
right? And I actually packed my food in a takeout container.
How cute. Even
I was the only
themed.
one, right?
Yeah.
And I put it up, and my opponent makes a burger. Takeout, debatable, fine, maybe. And then doesn't plate it takeout. It's like in a little basket. It's like in a place where you order and you pick it up and they do your dishes, not takeout. I'm not bitter or anything, Mike.
Let's talk about the details because that's not takeout.
Hello.
Disqualified.
Disqualified. But I
Did
will
not
say,
understand the assignment.
after crying for a few days
Yeah.
and some therapy, though,
Yeah.
I realized this. 6 seasons of tournament. I've lost every season. My audience has only grown. And I feel closer to the people who support me. And I don't think, let's say I won season 1 or 2. Don't think I would have learned the life lessons. And B, I don't think I've built what we call Team Tila. Like this
Love it.
entire network of, 1 million or so people out there that have my back. You know what I mean? Don't do anything against Nancy Silverton or Joe
No, no.
Sasto.
Love.
And keep watching the show. Don't hurt anyone.
Jet, out of all the chefs that you've met, because I bet
Yeah.
you've met tons of chefs, ones that are in entertainment and ones who kind of aren't. Like, out of all the chefs, do you have one that you vibe with the most? Like, have you ever met another fellow chef and you're like, what's up?
Yeah, like we just clicked.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not going to just say this to pander. Like, I think the three of us hit it off like right away. Like,
Yes.
let's be brutally honest here.
Yeah, Jet,
Yeah.
why did we just vibe day one?
I know, and like I was at your house talking to a weird pet cheetah like after a few weeks, and
I want to send people to check out things that you've worked on because I think they're really cool. So out of your 3 cookbooks, which one should I send people first? Like, what do you think should be the gateway?
okay,
cookbook,
I'll
the
cop out a
first?
little bit though if you guys don't mind, only because
Yeah.
101 Asian dishes, 101 Asian dishes you need to cook before you die was the first book, and I think it's the most like broad book. So if you could think of an Asian dish you love,
Yeah.
I bet it's in there. And then if you know what I mean, start there. How about that? I think that's the
Okay.
gateway. And if you want to go Thai, and if you want to go to like what Allie and I just kind of cook 365 days, then go to the other books. But 101 Asian, I wrote it to be an everyday your favorite Asian dishes you've ever eaten cookbook.
Jet, oh my gosh, I just got an idea.
Go.
Okay, so you know how we've done double date, we've done like family hangouts, we've done like the pizza pool day
Yes,
at Duff's. That was
yes.
so fun. Okay, if I rent Julia Child's French Cottage again, because the owners reached out and
my
said, "Hey,
God.
do you want to come back again? That was so much fun." If I do it, would you guys want to go to France and stay at her cottage?
We're in and cook dishes together, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Right?
You gotta rent it for a week. It's in southern France. There's it's
Oh, it
so,
sounds miserable.
It's terrible.
Wow, how are we gonna do this?
It's terrible. It's where she wrote Mastering the Arts of French Baking Volume 2. We could put a twist on one of her recipes too. The first time I went there, I cooked her recipe as homage to her, but then maybe we could put a fun twist on it.
I would die. Let's just tell you straight
What
up.
would
I
be
would die to
French
go there.
Thai food, because does that even exist? Because the French use a lot of butter,
No,
and I
I
feel like
know.
Thai doesn't.
French Thai food.
What would be French Thai?
I think if you're at the home of Julia, I think we have to make like the hardest dish possible, right? Like
Oh,
we
shoot.
just got to put out like a feast of just crazy dishes.
Oh my God. Okay, so I
Yeah.
feel like if you're there, I have backup because
Yeah.
when I was there, there's no backup.
I will be your sous
Mike's
chef.
useless.
That's not true.
When we went there, I baked 2 dishes, and I made pan
I'm
at.
just in the back eating baguettes.
There you go.
I made a potato dish and some sorbet.
Well,
like, we
Allie's
went
your
really
backup
easy.
too. Allie's your backup too. So yeah, she knows a lot of the pastry stuff. I know a lot of the French and savory stuff. Let's do it, dude. Let's do it.
I think we should do it.
I would
Because
I
the
would
owners
die.
are phenomenal, and they just recently reached out and they were like, "Hey, want to come back? Miss your face." I'm like,
Yeah.
We
See, that's why
rented
it's
it,
dope
like-
to know really big people, by the way. Like, no big deal. Julia Child's
"Yeah,
French cottage.
we'll just go to her Julia
Yeah, yeah.
Child's French cottage in the countryside." It's like 40 minutes north of Cannes, so
Wow.
it's so nice because it's just like in the countryside, and it's just so beautiful.
Let's
And then
go. What are we
we
even
can drive
talking
40
about?
minutes south, and we can have a beach day, and all those yummy restaurants on the beach and shopping and.
Bro, you're gonna show me
Oh.
culture because I don't have it. You know what I could show you in LA that no one really knows?
What?
Like a really awesome stuff, like the my version of the Julia Child, the park in East LA where MS-13 gang started.
No way.
It's adjacent to Koreatown. I grew up in that park. So
want a
there you
tour.
go. Yeah, the relationship doesn't actually equal out, does it? Wait a minute.
Well, if I give you a tour of my hometown, that might be pretty similar.
That's dope, but
Yeah.
I definitely would love to go there. Those are those pinch me moments, though. Do you know
I'm
what
like,
I mean?
here's
Yeah.
where the meth lab blew up down the street.
Yeah.
Here's my neighbor who ran a chop shop.
Yep,
Here's,
yep.
here's my
Oh,
other
you had one
neighbor.
of those too.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Oh, the mums.
Yeah, we got to do the LA like Jet Tila tour. Yeah,
I love it.
It's where
'cause
my dad shot. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
where my uncle. Anyway, yeah.
have you
exactly.
talked to your dad since?
No,
Or not so much.
I've been married 14 years, and I've spoken to my father 3 times since I was married to Allie. I think the kids have heard his voice on the speakerphone maybe like once.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just no. I mean, I think about taking them to see Thailand, like to see the country, and like I would stop there. It's not like so like egregious that I wouldn't even stop there. So I think about it.
Yeah.
But you know what screwed that up? White Lotus. Now everyone wants to go to Thailand, and so I might wait a year or two now. It's 'cause
Yeah.
it's so hot right now. So
Wait, did you have siblings?
I have a brother.
You have a brother.
He's a police officer.
Is he older or younger?
Younger by 6 years.
Younger bro.
Yeah.
Is he in LA as well?
He's in LA. He's LAPD.
Right on.
Yep.
Badass.
Badass. He's a
Another
true
badass in your family.
You know what? In-laws, outlaws, baby.
In-laws and outlaws. I would say there's a on my mom's Italian side of the family, we have a lot of farmers.
Yep.
So we have family in Calabria, and they have an olive farm.
Oh, wow.
So they grow olives, and then we have family in Benevento, and then that was my great grandmother came from Benevento, and then my great grandfather came from Calabria. And we still have family home there.
You do?
Mhm. Family home still in Calabria with the olive farm, and then my uncle Enzo, he has a place in Rome, like a condo in Rome, and he had a restaurant.
You guys are
there,
like
and
deep Italian. Like
yeah,
deep Italian.
we stay in touch with our Italian side of the family so much. They're just very close.
More so
It's
than
very,
the Irish side.
yeah, more than the Irish side. We stay in touch with the Irish side, but not so much with. My dad was Irish German. Not so much the Germans. I don't know any
Yeah,
of them.
understood.
None of them kept in touch. None of them talked. So it's just really Irish and Italian.
Yep.
Is the only two things I know culturally. Like that's all the food we eat. That's my whole family. That's
It's a
people
lot
we
of the
visit.
world, man.
I
So
don't
you're
know
super
anything else.
Catholic, basically.
Oh my gosh, yes, born and
It
raised.
doesn't get more Catholic than
Yes,
that. I went to
First
Catholic school,
Communion,
by the way.
you did?
I did. I went to Catholic
Did
school.
you do the one that's here
No,
in LA?
I went to St. Timothy's for elementary, and then I went to St. Monica's for high school, and I served mass. I was the only non-Catholic altar boy. I served mass. So
No
Yeah.
way.
So I identify as Catholic because I know all the rituals, and
You
I
know
know
all- yeah.
I just know everything. I went to church on Sundays and all the whole deal.
Now I'm kind of a spiritual hippie.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I was Catholic, and then I went to a Lutheran college.
Got it.
And Martin Luther was a Catholic.
He was, and then he went
So
to
it's-
and created his own religion.
Yeah, there's similarities. There's
Yep.
a lot of similarities. And then when me and my ex broke up, he was a Lutheran. His grandfather was a Lutheran minister. I just was
wow.
like, I'm done. So then I worked at a Methodist church as a church secretary for 2 years.
Lord have
So
mercy, you
now
are.
I'm
At least you're
just-
in the Christian realm.
Yeah, I just kind of float around within the realm.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I think. Oh yeah,
All
now
right.
I go to a non-denominational church
Got
every
it.
Sunday with my girlfriend. So it's like, I don't know what I am, a hippie?
No, you're what I am.
Spiritual hippie.
Maybe we're similar. We are all spiritual. I am agnostic. And,
Mike's agnostic.
And I kind of believe in it all because I was born Buddhist.
Yeah,
So I believe in a higher power though.
I love Buddhism.
It's very easy. It's not really a
Fascinating.
religion.
And
Just do well. Don't be an asshole.
at PLU, specifically, we had to take 3 religion courses, and one of the religion courses was about it was a multitude of Eastern religions, and I learned about Buddhism, and I was just so fascinated. We watched this movie, Little Buddha.
Yeah. I remember that movie. Trippy, right?
Keanu Reeves as Prince Siddhartha.
I'm sure he looked exactly like Keanu.
Oh my god! Like that is when I fell in love with Keanu Reeves.
You're like, I'm not supposed to have feelings for Buddha like this.
I was like,
This is
I'm
so
in love
weird."
with Buddha. Like, I want to have Buddha's children. I am obsessed with Buddha. I love Buddha. And Mike
And they're
knows
like, Ro,
that's,
it's not the point of the story.
that's
Ro.
my one
Yeah,
hall
right.
pass. That was Keanu Reeves. Like, so, like, he made me want to learn everything just because it was him.
Thank you, Keanu. Thank
Yeah.
you for spreading the the love for Buddhism around the country.
Isn't he amazing?
He's amazing.
Jet, you're so fucking badass.
You guys are badass. I love you guys. I thank you for having me on
Yeah.
this amazing podcast. It's more of just a hangout.
Thanks for like coming on and talking with me and hanging out and sharing your stories. And for everyone listening, I'm really excited. I don't know about you guys, but about hearing more of your stories and more of your memoirs. Like I want the book. What are you going to call your memoir? We
My
got to think
memoir,
of some
gosh.
good names here.
I'm going to try to steal In-Laws and Outlaws. That might be the subtitle, but I don't know.
Okay, we're copywriting it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
There, let's take it
that
right now.
name.
And Thai Town was built on a lot of blood, and that's the next. That's what it's going to be about. So,
Jet, you know what I'm thinking? What place wasn't?
amen to that. That's right.
When I'm looking back historically, I took all these history classes and I'm like, geez. I'm like, What place wasn't?
That's a great point. That's a really great point.
Yeah.
Man.
The Italians are crazy. Rome? Hello.
Rome, holy moly, that's its own thing,
What
man.
are they doing? You know, I'm a Southern Italian. We like to farm. I'm more of a, make love, not war kind of a gal. So, I'm not, those Romans are just crazy over there. I don't even know what they're doing. Okay, we're going to end the podcast here. Again, I'm going to put all of Jet's links down below. Go check him out. Show him some love. He is amazing. So the people can know, Jet, what social are you the most active on?
Yeah, hit me on, I think Instagram mostly. I mean, I'll usually see all those. So hit me on Instagram. You have any food questions, anything you need, let me know. Mike and Ro and Mike, you guys are the best. Thanks for having me.
Jet, you're the best.
No, you are.
You're the best.
No, you guys are.
This guy.